We're back. By the way, I had to reinstall my video program and I don't have 3210, so you'll see it starts right away. I'll put that back in. So your fret nut is here. So we go 3, 5, 6 root for the C shape, the C box. But we're going to only take 3, 5 root there. And then we're going to go up to 3, 5. Now, root would be right above it, but we happen to be at the tuning third, so to maintain the P4 tuning pattern, we're going to play the C up 1 fret. And then from that root again, we're going to go over again to a third, so that matches up. And then on string minor third to the fifth there. The point is to get used to these patterns. So how can we memorize the shape of these patterns? Look, they're the same. They're just going to go through this little tuning warp, like going from water to air. It's kind of a little different. You'll see the image kind of go like that. You know, it's not completely lined up. So to learn these shapes, what we have is a first inversion in the major box stack, 3, 5 root. And then we go to the 3 shorts, such as in the D box. Okay, we go to the 3 short guys. That is also first inversion, 3, 5 root. And in the C box, we have the 2 long fellows. We have first inversion there also, 3, 5 root. So it's just a 3, 5 root built on a 3, 5, but warp up root here, and then start again. So that's the gist of it. And these boxes, you can use them to build your pentatonic scales. So they wrap around as I've heard it described. That's kind of making it kind of like a candy cane. It's not. Let's look at the A shape. The A shape is 5, 6. The pentatonic would be, let's just count the diatonic A shape. 5, 6, 7, root 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, root 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. The A shape pentatonic is 5, 6, root 2, 3, 5, 6, root 2, 3, 5, 6. Okay, so we'd be starting on 5, 6. We're not going to play a 6 if we're doing a triad, so we're going to start on the 5 on the short one. So we're going to start on the A shape right here, and then we're just going to go up and then continue on. So we're just breaking into the same pattern right here. Okay, the D part is one imaginary string below here. We go 5 root, 5 root 3, and then 5 root, warp up for that third, and then to the minor third to the fifth. So that's the gist of the short patterns for the minors. The long patterns for the majors, we could have went to short patterns for the minors, for the minors. That's short pattern for the majors. Here's long pattern for the majors. Now what's the long pattern? Let's look at the long pattern. Here's major pentatonic, which covers major and minor. Let's just play major diatonic. And by the way, this was your short pattern diatonic. Okay, so we started 5, 6, 7 root 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 root, but then you go back to 2, 3, 4, but that gets warped up, you see, with the tuning third. So it just goes in circles. Goes in circles. You never know where the tuning warp is going to be. You know where it's going to be. It's going to be between the 4th and the 5th string. So if we started in the E position, it would be 1, 2, 3, 4, and then the warp would be between the D and the A. So let's look at that. Here's the E position, 7 root 2. See here how it says E is 7 root 2 string shape? These are the string shapes, the short string shape, 7 root 2. So we're going to go 7 root 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 root, is the G, 6, 7 root, and then 2, 3, 4. But now the 5, 6, which is the A position, is not going to be straight over the 2, 3, 4. It's got to be warped up one. And then back to P4 tuning to same string top and bottom there. Let's look at the long patterns. The long patterns are more interesting. We should have the diatonic there, but it's somewhere on the for some reason we wanted to look here at this major pentatonic covers. If you can play the pentatonic, you can play the triad arpeggio top to bottom for the minor and the major, because one's root 3/5, one's root 3/6. So the pentatonic, let's say starting on 5 here, shape 5, A, down here, shape 5 is going to be 5, 6 there. Okay, then root 2, 3. All right, so with a triad, it's just going to go root to 3. All right, so it's 5 root 3 major, and then the 5 again. Let's play the pentatonic first. We're going to start up here. This is going to be 5, 6, root 2, 3, 5, 6. Now instead of going root 2, 3, 5, 6, you know, and kind of ramping up the fretboard there, we go 5, 6, root 2, 3, 5, 6. Now we're here, right? 5, 6, root 2, 3, 5, 6. Now we're going to the E shape, root 2. Okay, and not the diatonic, just the pentatonic, root 2. Then we go to the C shape 3/5. It's warped up. And we're in the next cage now. So we started on the A cage, and we ended in the word caged. A goes to G. There's your G cage. So we go. Okay, so that's what's going on here. And now, if that was the pentatonic, if we want just a triad, it's 5 root 3, 5 root 3, 5, and then root. Okay, so these are the shapes to get familiar with. And this is P4 tuning, and this is the meaning of this chart right here. That is why this chart was made, and that's pretty much what it's about. Now, of course, with half diminished, we'd have to kind of pull it out of a hat here on the wall here, right? We're gonna develop the same thing, but we've already got. For instance, let's look at this 5 root 3, 5 right here. Have we got that? Well, on the wall, we can choose it anywhere. So we know 5's going to start here, and we're going to end up with a 5 there. So let's look at a 5 here and a 5 there. See how easy it is to choose something out of the wall? 5 root 3, 5 root 3, 5. So we have it right there. So same thing with the half diminished. It depends on how you want to play it, but we want to look at the best way to play this, okay? With the long patterns, now this is going to be almost its own pattern. It's probably 7, 2, 4, 7, right? But notice how these patterns, they go up, but they drift to the left. Now we're only going up 5 before we repeat the top one, unless we're doing a long pattern, which is going to go over 1. It would behoove us to do a long pattern on a half diminished, because it's really heading to the left fast. So let's see if we could do the long pattern. So we're going to start with 5, 6, 7 here, because that's our long pattern build. We'll take the 7 there. We'll take the 2 on the root E, root 2, 3. Okay, so we got long 5, 6, 7. We'll take the 7, root 2, 3. We'll take the 2 there. 4, 5, 6 Lydian. We'll take the 4 there. Now the next one in play away is going to be 7 root 2. Okay, so we'll take the